Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Hope you guys are doing well wherever it is you are. We got let's have something in my hand. No help, no help. I thought it might be a little smudge. That's what I get for trying to fix the smudge. Hey Casey. Hey Doc. Hey Amy. How y'all doing? I hope everybody is doing okay wherever it is y'all are. Speaking abstracts, what you guys up to? I am up here in Tennessee. Thank you, Doc. I'm up here in Tennessee in God's country, Cherokee National Forest, doing a little bit of work, tramping around, me and Bigfoot hanging out, and doing some work up here. It's been a long week. 1,000 miles this week almost. What's today? Yeah, I know. Since Monday morning, about 1,000 miles. But of course, you know they pay me right and they treat me good, so I can't complain too much. But Lord have mercy, I'm tired. Dang, Amy, I'm really sorry about that. Um, that's tough stuff. Um, Sometimes if you have siblings, it's even more involved. Well, Amy, I understand. So that's, you know, I'm glad that your father is at peace and you are closing up his estate. Good stuff, Amy. Good stuff there. Um, just, it's tough. And if you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, Doc, I understand. I won't tell your story, but yeah, Doc, I understand. Hey, Sergeant Rocco. How you doing, buddy? Uh, Hope everything is going okay in your neck of the woods. Hey, Dupsy, how are you doing? Um, Hope you're doing all right. And KC's always fine. She's okay. She ain't got no beef. She's good. Thank you very much, Sergeant Rocco. I hope um, that everything is doing good. I hope everything, from whatever you and I were talking about earlier today, hope it resolved and got some answers. Um, there's a lot of stuff going on in in our community, and by that I mean preppers. Um, BC Trucks, BC Blades. This man is a paragon of knife making. If you need a knife, if you need a sweet knife, if you need a knife that will come tap on your head in the morning while you're laying there and wake you up because you set the alarm, not really. It won't do that. But BC has some high quality knives. I'm actually going to. Nah, we'll talk about that later. BC makes some damn good knives. I bought 3 from him, and these are knives that I give to family members. And these are some like if the Marine Corps could not use their knife, if the Marine Corps said we can't use a K-bar, I would say you guys need to use BC. Um, Munching the pasta and beans. Oh yes, yeah, yes, Rocco. That was man. That was a good freaking picture. Paragon. A paragon is someone who achieves a level of greatness that is one step below a demigod. There you go. But it's not like I'm smart. So nobody take that. Hey Amy, what you up to? Yes, he does. He makes fantastic knives. Uh Woken up to her nibs. Really? Well, Sergeant Rocco, she must love you. That's all I can say. Uh yes, Sergeant Rocco. Uh Rocco, holler at me later and I'll send you pictures of all the knives that he's made for me, starting with the Damascus steel. He don't make the Damascus no more for nobody, but he made it for me. Ha ha. Anyway, what's going on in your neck of the woods, guys? Here in, well, I was going to say here in deep South Alabama, but I'm not in deep South Alabama. I am in Western Tennessee. Actually, yeah, I agree, Rocco. Um, Here in Western Tennessee, gas is $4.29, and diesel is 5.80 ish, something like that. Holy cow! It's absolutely mind-boggling how expensive it is. Um, but Doc Falcon, I know where you are. You're in. I will say you're in Tennessee somewhere. Okay, that's good if you can find it at that price, buddy. Ohio too, Amy. Okay, hot and humid 439. Okay, yeah, Casey. 590 ish here in Alabama. Yeah, something like that. I don't pay attention because I don't I don't run diesel much anymore. Um, Now, hey, just plain common sense. How you doing, buddy? Truck is full. I'm reading. I'm reading as you guys post everything. That's kind of what I like to do. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, BC. I didn't say. Yeah. Um, Here's a kick in the butt. We are in May, June, July, August, September, October. Here in Alabama, we start getting cold weather here in October. Now, there's a lot of people that use natural gas or propane down here in Alabama. But there is a whole lot of people who use fuel oil. Now, fuel oil, let's remember this, fuel oil is what, guys? It's diesel fuel. With a different tax on it. Exactly, Doc. Thank you. Um, yes, KC. I was so, my feelings were so hurt. Fuel oil is nasty to drink. It will cause indigestion. And just for you, Sergeant Rocco, fuel oil is not kosher. There you go. Just plain common sense, Rob. That's a dang. If you can get it at 408, that's a dang good price, buddy. Um, I'd buy it all day long at that. And you know, guys, 18 months ago it was $1.80, which was high even then to me. But so having said all of this stuff and all the joking and setting aside, my wife loves Costco fuel. Um, we fill up there, or she fills up there on occasion. I'm not home. When I'm home, I'm not going to the Costco. When I'm home, I'm working out in my garden and or on my riding mower. I ain't going nowhere beyond that. It takes high octane. Uh, Fill out the line. You're damn right. Amen. Hallelujah. BC. But yeah, the fuel oil actually, some people might not know. I didn't know till a few years ago. Um, Fuel oil is diesel with a different tax put on it. And I'm not even going to talk about the taxes of the government or whatever. No, no, I'm not going to talk about the taxes. I love Aldi's. Yeah, Sergeant Rocco, you and I have talked about that. I love Aldi's. It's the only place I can find good cheese curds. Uh, we are in, what do you call this? The sweetheart days of this apocalypse for us. It's not really, but um, yes, Doc, I know. Doc Falcon, yes, I know. Um, because we have to help everybody else before, God forbid, the children in Appalachia and Arizona and Connecticut, Delaware, Mississippi, pick your state, go before sending the stuff overseas. Hang on, I'm reading. I agree, Sergeant Rocco. Nah, KC, they know us, I guess. Ish. No, that was the thing. My sister is she has dual citizenship in Scotland and the United States. And her husband is a hell of a guy, real nice guy. He was a combat pilot for Britain. Um, Really good guy. And I won't mention names or specifics. And now he flies drones. Yes, flies drones underwater. How about that? Um, KC, is it any better over there in Scotland? Kind of, sort of, but not really. It's a socialist country. When I did a bunch of interviews with some groups and who were based out of Norway, and they came over to the house and did all that talk, and they were trying to convince me of how wonderful socialism is over there. And I said, well, that's fantastic. I said, you have all kinds of good stuff, though. Now, I mean, they really do. And socialism is fantastic until the last rich man is gone. I'm reading. Okay. And and he was saying, well, here in here in Norway, he and his photographer, he said, here in Norway, we have this and this and this set up and everything. I said, that's fantastic. I said, it's really, I said, I applaud you and your country for setting this up and participating in this. I said, but having worked in the medical field, I actually worked in the Department of Comparative Medicine at UAB, University of Alabama at Birmingham, for 10 years as a medical researcher doing the research kind of stuff that we don't talk about. I said, having worked there, I know that most of the princes and the princesses in the United Arab Emirates and uh, kings and queens come quietly to the United States to have all these procedures done. And he looked at me and he said, yes, they do. Um, so, what do they say? You can vote yourself into socialism, but you have to shoot your way out of it. I don't know. Guys, look it up. I could be wrong. I could be lying to you. Um, KC, I don't think it's any better over there because my sister had to have a procedure. She's in her late 30s and she had to have a no. She's in her 40s and she had to have a womanly procedure, let's say, and they scheduled it for 8 months out. There you go. What if you're sick? What if you're critical? What if you're dying? Well, we'll put flowers on the grave. How about that? I'm reading Rocco. 5 9. Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. People don't look into that. But how do I get into these conversations? I don't mean to talk about this stuff. Um, oh, and the baby formula? No, no, I'm not. I'm not even going there. Not even going there. Anyway, hey, Magic Forest, how are you doing? I hope you pull me back into some sense of normalcy because I'm being dragged. I am being drugged down so many rabbit holes. Um, it's hard to concentrate. Thank you for coming along. I hope you subscribed. Um, what we are doing here today, Magic, is just chatting. Uh, be careful, BC. You take it easy. Dude, BC, post your stuff on here because KC was wanting to ask some stuff about you for doing a knife or something. I think the Cubs will make the series. Dr. Falcon, we're in the apocalypse. We are not in heaven. So no, they won't. KC, he's fantastic. He's made 3 knives for me. One I use for when I do all my butchering, and the other 2 I have stuffed in a gun safe if I kept guns and had a gun safe. Hey, Christy, what you up to? He's good. He makes some really good neck knives too, for like petite people. But most of, oh dang it, most of the knives that, okay, this is a cell phone. That's an iPhone. There you go. Most of the knives I get from him are about like this. He does good stuff. You won't be disappointed. I tell you what, any of you people, if you buy a knife from BC Truck, for this video only, if you buy a knife from BC Truck, you don't like it, I'll buy it from you and pay for shipping at the full price. How about that? Okay, I'm reading. You going to the first? There you go, dude. Okay, good stuff. Hey, Christy. Yeah, thank you for coming by, hanging out, Christy. I hope you are doing good. Taking care of dogs. Dude, I understand. We got 4 German Shepherds. Jesus. And he just smiled down from heaven. Yes, it's a freaking Magic Forest. Doing good. Busy, hectic, trying to get all kinds of stuff done. We have so many things that are going on, so many irons in the fire with everything that's happening. Yes. How's Prepper Ralph doing? I don't get on Facebook much anymore because they kick me out pretty much. Oh, Sergeant Rocco, that is funny. I like that. I'll buy the knife. I will. You know, for this video, because you know, you never know how far this thing goes in perpetuity, rather. Yes, sir. Just plain common sense. How you doing? You doing okay, buddy? If y'all don't like his knife, I'll buy it from you for the price you paid plus shipping. He makes really good neck knives and smaller knives for ladies. That's not funny, Sergeant Rocco. I just got released from Facebook jail. I'm on there only because I had to do a little bit of upkeep and post some pictures of my grandson, and that's it. And so I go on there about every 2 or 3 months. I don't. Magic Forest, I'm glad that he's okay and they couldn't find anything. Be careful, just plain common sense. But yeah, guys, we're at 30 minutes. I don't want to keep you guys too dang long, but it's just there's a whole lot of things going on. I say this all the time, and you have to be aware of what's going on. And you never really know. Numa, how are you doing? Numa, yeah, absolutely. This is a paid advertisement for BC Trucks and BC Blades. Um, Numa's a buddy of mine. I have known him for shoo-wee. I'm counting backwards, dude. 6 years, 7 years, something like that. 6 or 7. Um, Numa and I knew each other when my chicken house caught on fire and burned to the ground. How about that? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, he's a buddy of mine. What are you up to, dude? Hope you're doing all right in your neck of the woods. I know where you are. I won't say it, but I hope you are doing okay. You and your family. Um, Magic Forest, thank you very much. It was a learning experience. That was actually really bad. You're damn right. Um, it happened. Actually, it happened 2000. Shit. I mean, shoot. 2018 Thanksgiving morning at 3 o'clock. Because I was out there trying to put the fire out. So you talking about cooking birds for Thanksgiving? I cooked 40 or 50 of them, and ducks, and 20 ducks. That was the last time I messed with ducks. Yes, sir. Um, it was regrettable. It was sad. I learned so much from that um, fiasco. Christy, it was, but we had a dog that was a service dog, watchdog, and he didn't knock it over, he chewed the zip ties that were around a heat lamp, and it dropped and it caught on fire and it burned to the ground um, in minutes. And I was up, I mean, because the alarm started going off. We had a security system and alarms, heat sensors. And it went down and went up, and holy cow. Um, a stinking bear. We don't throw panko nowhere, dude. Panko's good stuff. Actually, I was using fire extinguishers. I think I used like two of the large industrial fire extinguishers because I'm paranoid about that because the lifestyle I live and the way we do things, um, 911, they'll be there in 45 minutes to an hour. So I used two fire extinguishers and then the hose and Fish and Game warrants trapped the bear, killed it after it killed my chickens and they were chickens and goat. Dang, Magic. I am really sorry about that. It's all good. Magic, if you need uh, chickens, let me know because um, I got chickens. Um, I'm reading. Sergeant Rocco, my experience with a rattlesnake. Um, I have German Shepherds, and we had them out in the back of the property. We were getting ready to move and move from the mobile home to the house. And so dogs were barking, and so I went out there in the back, and it looked like a basketball. There was a basketball out there, and I looked at it, and I wear contacts, and when I don't wear contacts, I wear. Yes, Casey, we know how you are, and when I don't wear contacts, I wear glasses, and so I was looking at it, and I was going like, that basketball is doing this, and I walked over to it. I always carry a gun. I've carried a gun since I was 18, and I walked over to it and looked at it, and the two German shepherds were just 6 feet away, just mouthing at it, and good for you, Christy. How about that? Um, and the German shepherds were just going crazy. So I let them in the house, and then I went and looked at it, and it was a rattlesnake. I've never seen a rattlesnake in person, and this was a felt tip rattler, big, thick, and of course I didn't know that until after I killed it, and so I pulled out my gun and I shot it. Shot it a couple of times and killed it, and it was 5.5 feet long. I regretted doing it. Um, some things make you nervous. I've been bitten by copperheads twice. Um, and it's just kind of like the cost of doing business, I guess. Yes, Magic, it was a rattlesnake. And it made me nervous. I've never seen one up close. And it was, and I regretted it after I shot it because it was beautiful. It was a beautiful snake. If I could have moved it, but I tried to move it, but it kept trying to go up under the house, under the trailer. And I couldn't have that. So I shot it. And it was over, I held it out and it was touching the ground. It was a beautiful snake. Um, I'm reading Sergeant Rocco. Yep. I'm reading Amy. Okay. Yes. Yes. Timber rattlers are a lot different. They're a lot more aggressive than these felt tip rattlesnakes, from what I have read. Uh, hey, PTSHYU. Dang it. Pichu. How did you call you Bob? Hey, Pichu. I'm reading, guys. I'm catching up. Bob is fine. Thank you. Push. Yeah, thank you. Um, plastic shin guards. Yuck, and alligators. Okay, I've got a really funny story about what the things I used to do when I was young and crazy. I used to fish in swamps. I put a fake snake in my garden once. Forgot about it. Killed myself getting with it. That is so freaking funny, Christy. I love it. Um, I used to fish in swamps, and so we would go out to swamps, put in canoes, and I've done all the weird, crazy stuff. That's one reason I don't like doing all the bushcraft stuff, because I did it and I had to live doing it. Um, so it's not fun when you have to live like that. So we pushed out our canoes and everything, and we fished and fished and fished. Caught a lot of largemouth bass, and we call them oxbows down here in lower Alabama, off of rivers, and just caught a lot of fish. And then my buddy Frank, he said, we ought to come out here and do some wade fishing. And I said, okay. And so we both pulled our canoes over. We were each in a different canoe, pulled them over and tied them off, and started wading out into the swamp and and fishing. And then you would walk up. I mean, the water's up to here, and you're in lily pads, and so your head's sticking out. And so we'd walk out up to here and you know, and fish. And it was very interesting. And then there were roots from trees and everything, so you climb up and step on the roots, and you'd be up there fishing. And if you stepped up on the roots, you might be in the water up to your waist, but it was that black stinking water. You guys know what I'm talking about. And you'd be out there fishing and fishing and fishing, casting. Then all of a sudden, you would feel something come by, hit your leg. Not gentle, but it would like pow, bump your leg and knock you off the stump. And you would be like, holy cow, something's in here in the water with me. And then you would warm the whole area up around you because you just peed yourself. Yeah. So, holy cow. It was, saw some strange things in that swamp right there. I still do it to this day, honestly, on and off. Not a whole lot, not like I used to. I'd go out there and I'd live for 3 weeks in the woods. Yeah, Sergeant Rocco. Yeah. You're out there in the dang black water. It smells like poop up to your neck. And all of a sudden, something hits you behind your knee. Bam. It is a puckering experience. How about that? I'll say that. Okay, let me catch up. Redneck Prepper, what you doing, dude? Glad you made it to the party. Hang on, I'm catching up, reading. Magic Forest. Absolutely, Magic Forest. It is. Yeah, yeah. I was trying to say something supportive, but yeah, I understand completely. I would have pooped myself and thrown rocks at it. I understand. Um, those things, like I said, I've been bitten twice by copperheads. And by copperheads, I know they were copperheads because I saw them and they bit me. And I was like, gosh damn it, that's a damn copperhead. Um, uh, but the old property we had copperheads, water moccasins, and of course, like the very last time we were there. Well, I'm there quite often, but the rattlesnake. Amy Dickinson, you can't swim, dude. Really? You know what? It's okay. Shoo-wee, Christy. Yeah. Um, Magic Forest. In response to your question, yes, there is. Uh, Casey Little Owl. You could check with her. Um, I know my thing, but I won't recommend it to people. Um, Bob said, "What it's like getting bit by a copperhead? Like where? What's the pain?" Okay, I was cutting grass, um, and had a push mower at the time, and there were like two bushes that were 8 or 10 feet apart, and this was at the old property, and we have two creeks going through the property, one bisecting, one going down the edge of the property. So I was right there in the T, and so I was pushing the push mower, and I put how you push a mower up under and around the stump, and then you go to the next one. So I was doing that, and so I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and went over to the other side and pushed. And all of a sudden, something hit me above the back of my left calf. I'm rubbing it now as I think of it. And I thought, because, I live out in the woods, I thought someone had shot me because it felt like I was cutting grass and I had my headphones on and I was listening to something. And then it just pow. And I got your comment, Rocco. It's okay, dude. And and then I kind of went down on my left knee, and then I was sitting there rubbing it because it hit me right above my boot. I was wearing boots, steel toe boots. Actually, I was wearing snake boots, but it hit me right above the back of my boot. And I looked down, and there was a copperhead coiled up on a tree branch, and just sitting there, little bitty one, not too big. And I know what they look like. And I was like, gosh, damn it, this ain't good because I got a lot more grass to cut. And post op looking. Christy, that's very interesting. Um, so all of that, it was like, holy cow. And I was in my early, no, I was in my mid 30s. I was 35, something like that. First time I ever got bit by a copperhead. And we were supposed to finish doing this job, cutting the grass, and then we were going camping all weekend. And so, what did I do? Um, we went camping, and I got very, very sick. And I laid there in the tent and sweat and or sweated all night and all day long. and it was very bad. And I burned up 5 or 6 bags of ice just laying there sweating, just putting ice on me. Because at the time I had no insurance, and I wasn't going to a damn doctor. Don't need a damn doctor. Um, so that was what I did. That was the first time. That was foolish, because I could have died if I had not been as healthy or as in tune with my system, my body as I was. And I just laid there and sweat and sweat and sweat. And some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. If you have ever been around someone who has done drugs and they just smelled funny and they are exuding a stink, their body is trying to rid itself of the toxins. I'm reading, guys. I'm reading. So I went out there, and we were at a private lake, and I went out there and laid in the water and laid in the water, and they kept going and getting me ice bag. I mean, like my wife, Shauna, the hooch, she said, "Well, what do you need?" I said, "I need ice." And so she would go to the country store up the road and buy me 2 bags of ice and come back and pour it on me. And I was just laying there, and I just sweated off. And after about 10 hours of that, and it smelled, like I said, it smelled like I was sweating out chemicals. It was very interesting, standing back from myself and watching it. It was very interesting because I knew what was going on. My body was trying to rid itself of the toxins, and it was very interesting. And I laid there and sweat and sweat, and my legs swelled up, and then the swelling went down, and it took me about a week to finally get over that. And that was the first one. Second one wasn't that bad. It was. It's not because I built up any resistance. I imagine it was a dry bite, but it was a damn copperhead that was in my shop, because if you watch any of the old buildings, my big metal building, my 25 by 25 building where I did all my work, was right by the creek. And so I'd get copperheads and water moccasins up in there, and you just deal with it. And well, that time I didn't deal with it, and it was um, so it was eventful, and I learned so much from it. It was different. Okay, hang on, I'm catching up with you guys. Sergeant Rocco, you damn right. Do you remember the play Arsenic and Old Lace? Yes. If it smells like that's why I don't eat almonds to this day, because I saw that when I was like 10 years old. Um, hang on. And yes, she said I was crazy as hell. Yes, because I did not go seek medical attention. You really need to, guys. You get bit by a damn snake. Gosh damn it. I hate to be like a normal person and tell people this stuff. That's fine. Yes, Casey. Okay, I caught it again. Yes, you're absolutely right. I was crazy. Here's the thing: in Alabama, if you get bit by a venomous, snakes are not poisonous; they're venomous. Poisonous and venomous. Here's the thing: if I bite you and you get sick, I'm venomous. If I bite you and I get sick, you're poisonous. If we bite each other, that's kinky. That is how you know poisonous and venomous. Now, if you get bit by a venomous snake in the state of Alabama, we're a small state, odds are, statistically, you're going to live 8 minutes. Okay, if you live 8 minutes, more than likely, you're going to be able to call someone. If you live 8 minutes and you call someone, odds are you're going to live about 8 hours. So, in the great state of Alabama, they can helicopter lift you to any of the fantastic sites where they can treat you for snake bites. Huntsville is one. UAB, University of Alabama at Birmingham, is one. And there I worked closely with them because we were able to draw and get antivenom from Birmingham Zoo. You can also get antivenom. Antivenom is very expensive, by the way. $500 for a 3 ml vial. And that was 20 years ago. That's the last time I've messed with it. So, very expensive. And I've known people to have to take for bad snake bites 10, 15 vials of antivenom. And I imagine their insurance would pay for it, but holy cow, it's expensive. So it's, hang on, I'm reading. Yeah, well, we already had the site reserved. Okay, see, I mean, hang on. Yes, Casey. Snakes, well, rattlesnakes, to me, they smell like goat. And that's kind of a vague answer unless you smelled goat. Babies are more poisonous. Yes, Amy, they certainly are, because they do not dispense their venom at one time. Lucky it wasn't a radioactive snake. Snake Man. No, it doesn't happen. I saw that movie when I was a kid. The movie is called SSSSSSS, and it don't work that way. About the grown-up property and the pond. No, Christy, don't worry about it. You got a pond. Does the water flow through it? If the water flows through it, get you a couple of ducks. Throw them out there, like a drake. A drake in 3 or 4 dams. Drake's the male, I think, and the dams are females. I hadn't had ducks in a while, and you know, those guys guzzle snakes like you wouldn't believe. It's crazy. Do as I say, not as I do. Absolutely, yes, please, guys, don't do what I do, because I remember last time when I got spurred by the rooster, and then when I got bit by the dog, I treated it with basil. And it works. But I don't do it. Jesus. Don't do what I do, guys. Y'all are crazy if you do what I do. Hang on, I'm catching up, guys. Fishu Bob. Okay. My son and I, we have a shooting range on the old property. We go and shoot. We shoot pistol caliber stuff. 22 to 9mm, 40, a little bit, maybe a little bit larger caliber. But we don't do shoot anything more than that. So we're out there shooting, bam, 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 and I'm shooting my Ruger SR-22, 22 caliber. Ping, 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 ping. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what the hell was that? And I looked, and my son Cody, he said, "What was that, D?" I said, "I don't know." And I looked, and it fell into my shirt pocket, and it was a little, you know how the flowers look. It was a little 22 that had blossomed into a flower. It had hit, ricocheted, lost its energy, spent its energy, and popped, hit my chest, and fell into my shirt pocket. How about that? Now, the crazy thing is a little bit later, my son, Cody, was shooting at the same targets, ping, 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 with a 22. Same damn thing. How about that? Couldn't happen any other time. What do you take from that? Well, I guess Darren didn't angle the iron quite right. So I don't know. What I always do on our shooting property is I get fire extinguishers and I release the pressure. If you haven't seen how I release the pressure on them, you got to look at like shooting a fire extinguisher with a 5.56 on my videos. It's a fantastic video. Oh, it's incredible. But anyway, I cut them in half, and then I have two bells pretty much, and so I hang them on the racks out on the back of the property. And we're talking about 40 yards, something like that. So it's really fun. Hang on, I'm catching up. Hey, Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, what you up to, dude? West Tennessee? I am in West Tennessee right now. I am up in Etowah doing some work. Unofficially, don't tell my boss. Hang on, catching up. What time we? Guys, we're at a little bit over an hour. Y'all want to talk a little bit longer? I'm catching up with you guys. I was just talking, telling my stories. You know, I always have themes, and I have an outline for these things, but it just I start seeing squirrels, and then I start digging in the rabbit holes, and away she goes. Good stuff, Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Up to your elbows in eggs. We get about 30-ish a day from our chickens. Good stuff, because that is protein, and you can't beat it. I give eggs to my neighbors. I give eggs to the neighbors I love, neighbors I hate, and my neighbors give me squash, zucchini, all the other stuff. What do I do with the extra eggs? Magic, I don't have any extra eggs, honestly. I will give them to my neighbors. Like I said, I have neighbors who live next door to me. They are, and some people might like it, some people might hate it and complain about that I don't do anything about it. I've got neighbors that live across the creek from me, and they are all illegal. And I give them a dozen eggs every so often. And why do I do that? Because they're a buffer for me. And they're nice people, them and their children. Freezing, fixing some to pickle, absolutely. You can also do some lime. You can lime them. You can do water glass. Yeah, I don't either, because my neighbor, he'll give me. I asked him the other day. I said, "Can I have every apple that falls off your tree?" And he was like, "Are you stupid?" And I was like, "No, no, no. Can I have every apple that falls off your tree? Is it okay?" do you agree to this? I said, I'll give you a dozen eggs every, couple of weeks. And he said, please do. And so I give him the eggs, and then as the apples drop off the tree, and he has a nice apple tree, and we're talking about a lot of apples. Some people make um, applesauce out of them. I give them all to my chickens, so it feeds itself. And he says, "What do you do with these things?" I said, "Come on over. I give them to my chickens." And he said, "How do you have all these damn chickens?" I said, "It's just the way it is. I have 80-ish layers in meat birds." Um, Hang on, I'm reading. Getting about 4 or 5 dozen a day. That's great. Absolutely, hillbilly chicken ranch. That's what we do as well. You are well served doing it that way. Magic Forest. One lady gave me her kitchen scraps, and to me that's money. My chickens eat. She gets the eggs. Absolutely, Magic Forest. You're damn right. Things I did as a kid. Think about what the hell I was thinking. LOL. Yeah. Sergeant Rocco, that was a sad, sad day. Imagine you just killed 20 chickens and 20 ducks, and then you have to go cook Thanksgiving for 30 people. And what do they want to eat? They don't want to eat hamburgers. Oh no, they want to eat turkey. That was a bad day. Absolutely, KC. Yeah. That's really good. I was wanting to do turkeys this year. I did not set up the infrastructure in time. I don't really like doing the chicken tractors. I like doing absolute, runs. And I know that's it's just me, but so I'm going to have to do that. It's okay, Rocco. You be careful, buddy. Have a good one. Absolutely magic. Um, I agree completely because it's just, it's just kind of the way it is. Hang on, let me look. All right, guys, we are in over an hour. So I'm going to tell you guys good evening. We're going to wrap everything up. I don't want to keep you guys too dang long, but I really appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you for hanging out with me. I swear to God, I have an itinerary and I want to go over it, but one day we'll get to it. Take care of you people, guys. See ya.